ever notice that on the days that you feel great, how much better the day goes versus the days when you wake up and you don't feel so great? And then every experience kind of feeds into that. How can we turn more of our days into great days versus the days where we just feel sluggish and just need to get the day over? Well, part of this is controlled by our own energy. We can determine how our day goes if we put the right intention to it. A lot of times the day comes at us all day long, and then we complain about this experience or that experience. And then do you notice when you do that, that each experience feeds on each other? And then when you focus on one bad experience and another one happens, it just feeds into that this is a really bad day. Well, how about changing that paradigm? In order to do that, we actually have to spend time practicing to do that because it's not natural for us as humans to be positive all the time. We have to put an intention to it. In order for us to feel differently, as the research suggests, which I talk about in my blog, we should have about a 5-to-1 ratio of 5 positive experiences versus 1 negative. And in order to do that, we have to watch our own talk so that we aren't focusing on 5 negative experiences and 1 positive. But to do that, we actually have to take time to think about what are those positive things that are happening to us. Now, a lot of us don't like to journal. It takes an effort, it takes time. But if we set time in our day, maybe before that transition between work and going home, that we actually journal, what happened great today? Can we name 5 things, even if they're small, that we actually accomplished the things we wanted to accomplish today? Or we had lunch with someone that we were waiting to have lunch with for a long time. It doesn't have to be something major, but where you can actually look back at your day and go, wow, there were some great things that happened today. And maybe counterbalance it with only noticing 1 bad thing or 1 negative thing without putting too much focus on that. It is a little harder to do that, but we have to help ourselves refocus. And anything with the brain takes routine. So we need to be able to do this on a daily basis in order to change the way our thought processes go and the energy that we have. If you notice when you're around negative people, it actually starts, that energy vibrates and we start consuming it, and then we don't feel so good. And a lot of times we walk away from those conversations and don't feel good about the conversation. So it's up to us to change that. Another way is actually through meditation, where we close our eyes and we actually observe the thoughts that we were having. And if we have negative thoughts, rather than judging ourselves for having the negative thoughts, we label it, and we label it as anger or sadness or fear. And that way we can push past it and notice how many of our thoughts are actually along some sort of theme that we can kind of focus around. Why do I have so many fear thoughts? So that I can actually observe and say, how could I flip that? Because I'm not fearful. I'm actually ready to take on these opportunities. So being positive is an effort. And we want to think about the experience that we create with another person. So we want them to feel good when they walk away from us as well. So what little thing could you do today to set time aside to maybe change that experience for you internally, and then change the experience that you create with others?